Are you looking for the best waterproof tent for heavy rain? In this video we will look at some of the 3 best tents on the market. Before we get started with our video, we have included links in the description, so make sure you check those out to see which one is in your budget range. Starting at number 1. Coleman Evanston Dome Tent with Screen Room, 6/8 person. The Coleman Evanston Dome Tent is a family classic from the well-respected brand Coleman. This tent comes in 6-person and 8-person models, although these would more comfortably fit groups of 4 and 6 people respectively. This Coleman tent comes with a huge screen room at the front, ideal for sitting under on a sunny day to give you a bit of shade and protect you from the bugs. It also comes with a whole host of family-friendly features. It's got plenty of room on the inside, can fit 2 queen-sized airbeds if you're looking for a bit of extra comfort, and includes mesh storage pockets on the walls to keep flashlights, sunglasses, and other gear handy. However, this tent has the worst waterproofing in this review. Measuring this objectively is difficult since Coleman does not publish hydrostatic head ratings, i.e. waterproofing ratings, for any of their tents. Yes, not a single one. But we know Coleman tents, and we've heard thousands of similar stories that they can get a bit leaky in a heavy downpour. On top of this, the screen room is fully open with no way to shelter the side and stop the rain getting in. So why did we include this tent in the review? Frankly, most campers don't need a backpacking tent to deal with typical showers. If you're just looking to head out camping in the summer and are facing a day or two of rain, then a tent like the Coleman Evanston will be fine. We do recommend making a few preparations in advance if you're facing heavy rain though. Firstly, you'll want to bring along a tarp to wrap any gear that you want to keep in the screen tent. Preferably you should keep your gear in the car, and this definitely is a car camping tent, coming in at £21 for the 6-person tent. Secondly, pick yourself up some tent waterproofing spray and give the tent 2 coats. Pay special attention to the seams, as these are a classic spot for leaks. This will take a few hours of an afternoon. And thirdly, make sure to set up the screened room facing away from the wind to help reduce the amount of water that builds up in the tent. Overall, do we recommend this tent? For heavy rain, no. Pick up the MSR Hubba if you're expecting heavy showers, or the REI Basecamp if you're still wanting a group-size tent. But if you're planning a bit of casual car camping during the summer, this Coleman tent is cheap and cheerful enough to work for you. At number 2. Teton Sports Mountain Ultra Tent, 3/4 person. The Teton Sports Mountain Ultra Tent comes in a 1, 2, 3, and 4-person capacity. The Teton tent shares many similarities with some of the other backpacking tents in this review. For instance, the 2 to 4-person models share the same 2-door setup as the Hubba tent. And like the other backpacking tents, it comes with a full-length rainfly to keep away heavy rain, although no handy clip feature, and a mesh interior to help with ventilation. But in a number of respects, it doesn't quite match up to the Hubba tent. For starters, the Teton tent is 75% heavier than the MSR tent. It's clear there has been some cost cutting in the materials. Not that any of the materials are bad, debatably the thicker materials are slightly more durable. But these cheaper materials are certainly heavier, and most backpackers would consider the 3 and 4-person Teton too heavy for backpacking. It also does come with a vestibule, but only the one. This can be a bit on the tight side for space if you're planning on keeping 2 large backpacks in the vestibule. Finally, the build quality can be a little variable. I've had no issues personally, but a few others have complained about tent poles breaking. So why does this tent end up in second place? For the price, it's an absolute steal. If you're at the absolute budget end of backpacking and the Hubba tent is out of reach, then the Teton Sports Mountain tent has the essentials at a very reasonable price point. At number 3. MSR Hubba NX 2-person tent. The MSR Hubba NX tent, which comes in 1-person, 2-person, and 3-person models, easily storms its way to the top of this list of waterproof tents. It's a well-respected tent among the backpacking community for its performance in bad weather and super portability. And when I say super portable, I mean it. The standard weight of the 2-person model of the Hubba weighs only 3 pounds 13 ounces. That's lighter than 5 cans of tomato soup and earns this tent the coveted ultralight label. On top of this, it comes with a compression stuff sack which takes up very little room in your backpack. It's a great performer in the rain too. It comes with an adjustable rainfly that can be clipped up to the tent on hot days to keep the tent breezy, and you can easily pull fully down over the tent if it starts raining. Now MSR did get into a little trouble with their 2019 model as their newly patented system for helping the tent last longer by changing how the tent seams were connected ended up with waterproofing issues. But these have long since been fixed and the Hubba NX tent has returned to its former glory. MSR has also thought about keeping your gear dry. The Hubba tent comes with 2 doors, handy when you're with others. And over each door is a vestibule. We like keeping our gear and muddy shoes outside the tent but safe from torrential rain. The vestibules do also help circulate air inside the tent so that even when the rainfly is down, you don't end up soaked through due to condensation. It's hard to find negatives with this tent. But if you're planning to use the tent for casual car camping and just want something that will stand up to a bit of light rain, a cheaper option like the Coleman tent will suit you fine for a much lower price. On the other hand, if you're worried about potentially heavy rain or if you plan on taking the tent out backpacking, we highly recommend you check this tent out.